Hello. Hello, Turt Uncut. Hello, Turt Uncut. Um, yeah. Hi, it's me. I'm the Turt. I'm back. And hey. So what are we gonna do? Well, if you haven't noticed, actually I should probably start with my intro. So, Minecraft has a lot of wood types. But the question remains, can you build a house out of these wood types? And I mean all. And I mean all of them. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. We're going to start with pale oak logs at the base, because I think it'll look kind of like a foundation. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to build a proper house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think this is a good beginning. Alright. Now, another thing to remember when building a house is you don't want it to just be a box. That's boring. That's lame. You want your house to be more interesting. So an easy way to do that is to just add little extensions. Already more interesting. But what if we added something in the corner here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 9, 7 will go here. And out. 1, 5. This will be a 6 long then. So we'll go to do it here instead. Cool. Now there's a tower in the back. And maybe we extend this to go the whole way through to the other side of the house. And maybe it's a little longer this way. I think that looks pretty good for a house layout. Now, the next thing to think about is how big do you want the house to be? So, to do that, we're going to use spruce logs to trim the house like so. And see how big this is. I think that's good for this section of the house. And as for the big section, I think so far this is a pretty good layout for the size of the house. And I think we need to add in a tower here, which has to be taller than the rest of everything. I think so far that's a good height. Not for the tip of the tower, but it's close enough. Okay, now that we got this frame worked out, well, I'll probably add a little bit here for the tower real quick. Just to make it seem a little bit more sensible. Anyway, now that we got this plan worked out for the frame, now we can kind of start to see where the roof will go in. And what are we going to use for the roof? Well, I think that means now it's time for a color palette. So, I think the main block that we're going to use is going to be acacia. Because I like orange, in case you didn't know. So, acacia for the walls, but not for every wall. I think we can use a different colorful wood, like say pink for that extensive part there. And maybe we can use a little bit of red mangrove for the roof. And then I'm thinking, as a stark contrast from the rest of it, the tower can be blue. Seems pretty good to me. Although, I will say, can never go wrong with a dark oak trim. Yep, I think that's the palette. We may even use crimson as as the main wood for this part's roof. And maybe jungle as the inside. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now we just have to take this, put it on there. So, because of that, because of this thought we just had, I know what I need to trim this roof with, and therefore, let's do it. Do. think that's a good frame. And get some of these out. Okay. Sweet. So now we need to trim the other way. Probably should have started on the other side, actually. Yeah, we're gonna go do that real quick. Okay, so this is the midpoint. Actually, we might do something funky here with this one specifically. Let's see how that looks. It's a little too thick. Oop. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now to just repeat it over here. That's the wrong block. Oops. This trim's looking pretty good. Okay, this needs to be a full block. Full, stair, stair. Ah. In case you're wondering how I do this, let me show you a little trick. So, when you're here with the block, let me start over so you guys can really get a good view of the tutorial here. So if you really like this roof, let me show you how it's done. I take it right here, upside down stair on the support beam, and then I'll put another stair right here and another upside down stair on the bottom of that, just for a little bit extra point at the bottom. Then when you come up here, it's going to be a repeating pattern of full block, stair, and then on the back is an upside down stair. So full block, stair, and an upside down stair if I didn't break the block instead. So full block, stair, upside down. It's just not my day. Okay, so now, how did I do this? A full block, a slab, upside down stair, 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 upside down stair, and a slab. Okay. Full block. Ah, can't do it this way. Slab and stair and upside down slab and or upside down stair and slab. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now I need to do the rest of this on this side. Which will be a little bit more tricky, but we shall make it work. It's only tricky because I have to work from the bottom. But the pattern still remains. And then we have to connect these trims the whole way across. Why can't I just do the thing? Okay, it looks like this portion of the roof will probably be not there. Which is okay. Just something that we need to know. And go ahead the whole way across again here. Oh, this is even. That's gonna suck. But luckily we can probably make it work pretty easily. Gotta do this first. And then connect the trim across the top. That's about mid, right here. So do this, and hopefully, yeah. Okay. Now you can see how this house is going to come together. It's kind of more now. Let's color it in. Let's color it in. So, let's do it. Oh wait, I forgot to do the tower over there. We also didn't come up with a specific palette for the tower's roof either. Let's see what warped wood and bamboo. And what did we not use yet? Birch, oak, and we're gonna use jungle. Okay, so birch, oak, bamboo, and then warped wood. I think what we can do is maybe use the oak wood here as the trim, and bamboo like so. And the horse is in my way now, but I think you get the picture. I hope you get the picture. Actually, I think the tower is going to be a blue roof, bamboo trim, and oak on the inside. I also think it needs to be taller, because you're not really going to be able to see it that well. Taller still, just by a little bit. maybe like 4 blocks. There it is. Yeah, I think that's a good height. Okay, so we got the foundation in. We might even bring it up another block. Yeah, I think that'll look good. And around the tower, more specifically, we'll probably bring it up another 3 blocks. Just because the tower is taller, and therefore I think it makes sense that it needs a little bit more foundation around it. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, so for the tower now, let's see. Bamboo stairs, blocks, and slabs. And we're actually probably going to just go straight ahead and fill it in. So let's do that. Now for this tower, I'm working on a more rounded idea for at least the roof, as I think that'll just look pretty cool. But I don't have a plan going into this, and I feel like building is all about trial and error. So I actually think if we get rid of this corners, it'll look a little bit better. Okay, and then every block like this, we're gonna corner like so. And we'll probably do something along the lines of this. Although, I'm realizing now that I wanted to put warped in the middle of this. And that's not going to work if I do it like that. So, every block in the middle, we're going to do it like this. And bam. Actually, do you want to go bam or do you want to go bam? Let's see. We'll do that because I think this has to be tall and extravagant. But for these, I think it would be okay if we did a little bit more of this action. And then put a full block right here. So it's still got a little bit of rounding. Oh shoot, this is the wrong way now. Yeah, I feel like these two wood types go better together than I would have originally assumed. But the bluish of the warped with the slightly green tones and the bamboo, I don't know, they're working pretty good right now. And I think put a block here. And bam. 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 Do this. Bam. Yeah, this is a nice visual contrast with these blocks. Okay, and then we'll come up one more like so. Do a little bit of this. And I think what we're going to do is end it off with some stripped into the fence, into a lightning rod maybe. Actually, let me see. Where's the prismarine? That might work well. And lightning rod. Okay, prism. I wanted to use only wood, but I think that's a nice exception. Let's see how that looks from down here. Yeah, that's fancy looking. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Now we're going to fill in the blanks. think to start, got to section this off a little bit. Do a little bit of this action. And we'll probably go here. And that is right along this one. And as for the tower, I think we'll go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 each time, 5 block gap, and hopefully that lines up. Decently. This one's too low anyway. Yeah, that should do. I think the tower is going to be mainly a staircase. Yes, that means we're doing the interior. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Separates the build a little bit. And now for my wife's favorite part. Pink. I'll grab the oak out too. That is very nice. Now we'll move on to the orange bits. Oh, I need to bring this across all of this. Okay, let's take a look. I like that. I think they contrast really well together. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I like that a lot. That looks pretty good. I think I will, though, switch it up a little bit for the top little attic-ish section. And I'm going to add birch here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Just like a little visual difference to the rest of the house. I think that's good. Just a little thing. And now for that tower. We'll work on that when we get to the interior. Okay, so the tower is now entirely done, which is nice. Which means all I have to do is fill in the rest. And I believe I said this is going to be mangrove, and I'm not sure if I remember what that one's supposed to be. Let's see, what did we have? Mangrove, no, not pale. Jungle. It's gonna be jungle. So I'm gonna get on that. And get back to you. There's going to be some times where you guys are going to run into issues just like I have right here. Now what do? Do you leave it like that? You could. But then you have this tiny little hole right there. Not really very noticeable. What I would do personally in this situation is I would put them like this. You can see the acacia going through, and it really doesn't make a huge difference in the overall trim there. Building is all about problem solving. So, solve the problem. Looks done from up here. But not from here. Now, what should we do here? Should we just do something like this? Continue this roof design? Or should we let this roof here dig in like so? Then you have this problem right there, but that's something that is fixable by just doing something as simple as that. In fact, you could even add a little extra detail by making it seem like the roof embraces the other roof, like so. And I think that looks pretty good. So we're going to keep it like that. Problem solved. But I'm still a problem. Yeah. Alright. So can you build a house with every wood type? Yes. Yes, you can. However, can you decorate a house with every wood type? Now that's the new question. But I'm sure we can get it done. I think every good house needs a bay window. And to do that, we're going to need dark oak, some mangrove, some acacia, and of course, some glass. And I think we'll go with a stained glass color of some kind. Maybe I could dig yellow. Okay, so let me teach you how I make a bay window. I'm going to start with a simple jut out. Like so. And then you're going to put one block like that in the middle. Then you're going to come up here, add a stair and 2 slabs. And your panes like this. And I want to frame it out with some dark oak. Like that. And to top it off, just gonna round and round, around we go. And I think that this is a little too much, so I'm going to change it for just the acacia. And quickly, so I know where it is inside, to be able to access it, I'm going to do this. And we'll top it off with a mangrove slab there. Now that's too much. We'll just do regular slab. And actually, I almost would prefer if this was like that, and this was like that, so that, well, gotta do that. But yeah, there you go. You got your own little simple bay window. I think it looks pretty good. Now, I need a doorway, and it's probably a porch here. And with that porch, we're going to add some more pale oak, actually the full block this time, so that we can just wrap it the whole way around, like so. And we'll add a 2-wide staircase made of dark oak as well. And I think that's a nice porch to the front of the house. Maybe add some birch fences. Just so nobody falls down. There we go. And of course, we're going to add a nice birch door here, and it will be the screen door, because I want to add another door on the inside. But first I need to lay down the floor. Okay, there's at least a floor in the inside, but we're not working on the interior quite yet. I do like that floor though. I think it looks really good. Now, I think the front of the house has a nice amount of detail. I think we'll probably put a window up here made with what kind of glass? Purple? And gonna need one of these. And I think maybe we'll do a little planter box made of spruce. Maybe spruce shelves. I think the shelves are in. Where are the shelves? Oh, there they are. They should really be grouped with a different thing than that, but whatever. And then we're gonna need rooted dirt and we'll put a flower of flower in it. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Okay. Now the front of the house looks pretty good. I do think... Actually, yeah. Let's... No, let's do the floor plan first with that. I think back here we could do a cherry bay window. Actually, let's lay out the floor plan of the house first. 'Cause and maybe gray, light blue. Okay. Okay, so I need some light in here. Okay. Those are not going to stay there, of course. But, okay, we got that window over here, so I think we'll do another window over here. As I think these are going to be like a loft bedroom, maybe. I'm not entirely sure yet. But we need a flooring block. And we'll use spruce. And I'll grab that jungle wood out real quick, as this will be a nice way to do this and make this properly work. Although, I feel like that makes more sense given where the floor is. So because of that, that's going to have to be fixed. Dark oak, please. I don't think I need that. I think I just need mostly that. Okay, and we'll do bam, 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 bam. This is going to be probably more of a hallway, I think. This feels like a good entrance to hallway, and that can be part of a bedroom, I think. So because of that, I should probably throw the floor in for this whole section. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. That's better. Okay. And now the ceiling is really high for this part. Okay. 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 The key to doing a good interior and really a good exterior is to section off different rooms inside the house. So, I've already gone in and laid down the floors, and that should help us a tremendous amount. But that's not all we can do. We can do more than that. So, where in this house seems like a good place for a window? This was a good example. And to finish it off, actually, is copper in building blocks? Yes. We're going to throw down that. No, we could not remove that. Okay. Anyway. So if we have a big bay window here, this should probably be a living area, a living room. But how big should the living room be? Well, if we want to kind of section this pink part off to be its own thing, we can maybe do something like this. And then we'll just have a big old entrance there. And we're going to add, on this side, cherry planks to help further separate the two rooms. And also to make this room more pink. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that for everything, but it does help sometimes. And now we're going to add a little dark oak trim to this. Just to ease that transition a little bit. I think that makes it look a lot better. So now you have this big living room here. And since this is the staircase, you know how you're going to have to worry about things. This could be a window here. But do you want it to be? You're going to put, what are you going to put in a living room? You got to think about all of that. And since it's raining, thunderstorming, I'm going to quickly grab a bed. I don't want the house to burn down or something. That would be no bueno. Okay, now for this. I think for this, instead of doing this in the corners, You're gonna section it off a little bit by adding this. This way, that can be like where your big dining table goes, and over here is your kitchen, and here's your little entrance place. So you put a nice carpet on the floor. And then you walk in here, and this is your living room area with all of its nice warm tones here. And then here's the upstairs. I think that'll work out pretty well. Now, do you want a nice window in the dining area? Most of the time, you're going to have to make this decision based on what's around you. This is not a great view, but given the state of what this series is, I think that this will be okay. Just because there's always going to be stuff around on this series. At least I would assume so. Okay, so we're going to put maybe 2 windows here since this is going to be the kitchen. And that'll help with making a countertop right there. Put the stove over here, maybe the fridge over here, and the freezer. Yeah, all that stuff can be like that. And then since this is the entranceway, it would be nice to have a window or 2, but since we put the door in the center, which I guess we could technically move it, but I kind of like it the way that it is. Oh, I also wanted to add another door. Because I think the birch door is a cool screen door. And I want to see, is that... No, actually that works pretty well. Huh. If I do this, and then this. Yeah, that works. Okay. Alright, now you have your areas sort of laid out. I think maybe what you want to do is section off the kitchen a little bit by doing something along these lines. You gotta make sure you have enough space for your table, but if you do this, it might help separate the kitchen from the entrance room and the living room a little bit even more. So, yeah, I think that works pretty well. That's the downstairs though. And we're going to have to figure out how to make the staircase. But that doesn't have to happen right now. On the upstairs here, and I did already do a little bit of detailing, what do you want to put in this area? Well, this section is not really big enough that you can add anything to it. So maybe this is more of a relaxation area and in the overall hallway. I think that would look pretty good. And do you want to add a couple bedrooms in this area? I think you could probably fit one in this area. Maybe you want to make this into a bathroom. across here. And to do that, maybe you want a pale oak wall. Do, 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 do. Then I think this will make for a nice bedroom. So I walled it off, and now you have the bedroom and master bathroom right here. So maybe since there's a master bathroom up here, maybe you need to add a separate bathroom somewhere else. Doesn't seem like we have the space down here, and I don't think people are gonna want to go to the 3rd floor for a bathroom. So maybe you have to make the sacrifice that the bathroom is adjacent instead of a master. And that should do the trick. And I think having just one pale oak accent wall works a little bit better. Anyway, so yeah, there's your bathroom, there's your bedroom. And I think this bedroom works out pretty well. You can put your bed down here, or maybe you put it down over here. And do you want Now the question is, do you want a window in the bathroom? I think yeah. I think it'd be nice to have maybe one right here. I think that would look pretty good. And then as for in here, maybe you want one looking out over this way. And remember, law requires bedrooms to have windows. So, you kind of have to put windows in a bedroom. But luckily, we have 2 windows in here already. We could add a third right here, but I'm not sure if it's necessary really. Now, for the rest of this area, do you want to add another bedroom? Potentially. If you do, you probably have to go around like here and section it off like that. And of course, you need to add a window here. Now, is this enough space for your hallway? I think so. Maybe add a couple benches along here. And now you have a little bit more house to play with. And now finally, there is the attic area. Now, for an attic interior, it is a fun concept that I've seen done before to add, like, say, a nice big cross beam across the center. And then you add support beams, kind of like that. Although not like that. Oops. And I got rid of the one block that I really needed right now. That's okay. So we'll put like so. And we'll probably put I'm not sure how big this room really is, so maybe we'll just go across like this and see how many more we can fit in. let's see, 3 here, and 3 here. Maybe we'll do 2s. Have a slightly bigger opener space right there. Okay, so now your attic looks like this. Might not hurt to add a beam upwards like that. Instead, I think that looks pretty good. And then you can actually probably do the lighting in the attic pretty simply. Probably just hang a light bulb or two. And this will probably, if you built this in survival, this is probably where you would want to put your storage room. Especially you got 2 section, 2 section, 2 section, whole way across, so you can put all sorts of double chests in here. But I think you want to add a window here in the attic. Not a big one. The other ones are bigger, but that's okay. I think that's all you really need right there. Is a small window and a couple cross beams to keep the whole thing up. In fact, I'm gonna add one more little piece of the cross beam. Just because I think that gives it another, yeah, a little bit more of an X. Okay, now you have the whole house sort of laid out and figured out. Ah, shoot. Spent so long on that door, and I just broke it. Anyway, now you got it kind of figured out. You see where your windows are supposed to go. This side of the house has 0 windows, and that could be a problem. So maybe you want to see if you can add one. Maybe you even add a bay window. Could be kind of cool. And then over here, very nice and full of windows. And over here is pretty good. Could add another one there, but you don't want your house to look completely samey the whole way around. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to take because we looked at this side and thought it looked a little odd, we're probably going to add a bay window right here. And I think that lines up well with the inside there. So, yeah. I think I just thought of something that might make those bay windows a little bit better. And of course, it's shelves. Who'd have thought? Shelves are the answer to everything. So I assume if I do that, they should, yeah, they hook up just like the way I was thinking. So I think that will skinny it out a little bit more, and therefore it'll look better. Yeah, that's definitely better. So we'll change this one down here as well. Sweet. So you go up here, and now you're greeted with a nice bay window, and we need to get some more of these. Very good. And then you have this nice window here, and need to figure out lighting for the whole house. I think that would be better. Lots of nice natural light downstairs, which I love that. I think we can add another window right here. So we're going to do that. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, let's get a door. Probably dark oak, preferably. And we're gonna go wham, wham, wham. I think we're done adding windows. So that is good. I think this is where I'm going to put the bed. What kind of bed? We're going to do basic gray. And we can add a nightstand out of this. And maybe we'll put 2 lanterns down. Maybe not even that one. Maybe we'll do these ones because they give off a little less light. And then over here is also the bedroom, but maybe it's more of a closet area. So we can put some armor stands down and some bags. And I want to see if I can make it look like those armor stands are hanging on something. But if that's the case, I'd probably prefer them to be like that. Anyway, let's see. Oh, you know what? What if I take this and a slab there. And do something like this. Can I place it now? No. Okay, we might have to get creative here. Ah, man. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Okay, there's definitely enough light in here now. Now what I'm gonna do is use some pistons. To get the slabs and then also armor stands in the right place. Dang it. I need to get a good mouse. Okay, so put these here and these on top and make sure that the chains are in place. Okay. And we're gonna need to get some shirts figured out for it. Let's see, redstone torch. Actually, we'll just grab a block. It'll be easier. Now hopefully when we come back up, they will be in the right position. What? But I put them on a slab, didn't I? Let's see what the other ones look like right now. Okay, so that's not the way to do it. But I'm sure there is a way to do it. And I think it's from pushing the chains downward instead. So, I think it's going to be this, and where is the chain? There it is. And finally, I need a piston. There it is. Okay, so, oh, don't need that. That, 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 there. Okay, then I need pistons facing downward. I shouldn't have done that yet. Okay, I need to get the armor stands out as well. There you are. Just so they're already out. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Ah, goodness gracious. roof looks good. I think it worked. Okay, we're doing it on this side too. Yes. Okay, they are inside of each other. Pause. Okay, downward facing piston. Did I put the arm stands? I think I did. Okay, so as long as I don't destroy the things, which may be easier said than done for me. This closet, yeah! Oh my gosh, it's great. So much work just for a little closet, but it was so worth it. Okay, let me see. Get all my shirts back out. Okay, I need to get the pants out. I think I can just use these, and these, and these, and these. Okay. So, you can have brown, you can have that, blue, blue, black, black. Sick, dude. This is an awesome closet. I spent way too long doing it, but I think it was worth it. Shoot. I need to be really careful in here now, because I don't want to screw it up. Okay, now I took care of that. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. And we probably should put a TV on the wall, because everybody's got a TV on the wall. Let me see. I need a block. That'll do. think that's good. Probably should keep the furniture consistent though. Okay, sweet. Okay, that's figured out. This bedroom. Okay, and I don't think this one is as necessary to need a closet. This is probably like a guest bedroom, so. Okay, now we can add a little bit of a seat in here. A little sitting area. And actually, might work out pretty good actually if we make it like this little couch. Very nice. And add a little seat like so. And I think just need to add the lighting. Okay, and okay, that upstairs is done, and now we can also see what it looks like with the light peering out. Yeah, I love it. I forgot about the bathroom. So we're gonna have to figure that out real quick. Let's see. Quartz. That'll do. Bathtub. Right here. And where is that? Perfect. And we'll add a tough sink. Actually, we'll just do a cauldron. Like that. And tripwire hook. Like that. Okay, now the bathroom's done, and that means everything up here is done. Sweet. Never mind, I just thought of something cool. I can turn it into a shower. There's the nozzle, and needs some kind of something to go there so that I can hang a banner on it. And we'll use these kind of banners. I'm gonna put a pale oak shelf as like something, as like, yeah. So maybe I'll just do this. Alright. Cool. Turned it into a shower. Fun little trick, I guess. And actually, I forgot that I could do this with yeah, that looks better. Okay. Now we'll go downstairs. We're gonna work on the living room. Okay, there's the TV. I think the living room's pretty good. Okay. This is it. 3 more rooms. Actually, do I want a rug in here? No, I kind of like it actually. I like it that way. I do want a rug in this entranceway though. So, let's see what we can come up with. I think instead of black, that the gray will go nicely into cyan, maybe? Then, then maybe into the blue. Okay, it looks pretty nice. And I think right here in the center, best place for a lantern. And likewise, I think, yep, that is the center. And so we will put a lantern. And I think we'll leave this entranceway kind of like that then. Maybe add a little bit of furniture. Oh, maybe we should have like a bookcase over here actually. gonna do that real quick. And it needs a little bit of something around the whole thing, so you can't just see straight into it. And that something will be, yeah, we'll do pale oak. That's different. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, now this living room should be done. Hopefully. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna need to do the staircase here. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Okay, entranceway's done as well. And I want to get a nice big dark oak table in here. Two away and two away. That's pretty good. Let's see. Get the copper back out for the chairs. I think we're just gonna leave chairs like that. I don't think it needs to be super fancy. Might put a painting. Not that big. Just like that, yep. And actually, since it's the dining room, we'll put this one on a bit of a chain, because lights that hang over the table seem to have a tendency to reach down a little further. But hey, that's okay. That looks good. And now I just need to do the kitchen, which should be fairly easy enough. I'm going to put a smoker in. And we'll need another sink. Tripwire hook, tripwire hook, tripwire hook. Oh, it's in redstone. That would be why I can't find it. Put a sink not right next to it. Maybe here. And we'll have to get a refrigerator in. And I think the best way to make a fridge is like this. And now I need my birch back. And now we just need to find something to wrap around the whole thing. We'll probably use jungle again. And we'll put an island in right here for a little more space. And probably put in some shelves back here. And let me get a flower pot. Okay. Get that flower pot. For that. And now we just need a fern and a CBwtT to look like building seasoning. Okay, sweet. Now all we need to do is figure out the staircase here. It has to end here and here. So we'll get this. And now we're going to need that. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Might do it like that for there. And maybe do this. Nah, I don't think it needs it. Alright, there you go. You got your stairs up to here. Good. And then So that did not go up fast enough. So we're gonna this is to the attic. Yeah, so never mind all this fancy hubbub. Let's just do this like so. Get it all the way up to the top of the tower. Ladder, good. Okay. Okay. You can get into the attic now. So that's good. Okay, that's done, and need light for the stairs. So bang, bang. And this will also make it so you can't fall down the center, which is great. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so we got the windows up here now, and we're going to need a different kind of glass. We'll use orange. Hop on down here. And I think that our lovely all wood house is complete. Well, I may want to add a couple planter boxes. Spruce and dark oak, pale oak are the only real options. So I think these ones can all be spruce. And I need some plants to put in them. I think the cactus flower is really good, and let's see, do a poppy. Poppy's a good option. Then over here we can do a dark oak one. Okay, we got another one right here. Okay, and yeah, I got that. Okay, all of the planter boxes are in. Now I think the house is done. Well, there you have it, guys. Uh, uh, well, there you have it, guys. A house entirely made out of all the wood types and almost nothing else. I actually did this video as a wondering, a query that was proposed by Shrami. Shrami's pretty cool. Once again, you all should go watch him. And he said he built himself a structure, a wood storage building, and it was using all of the wood types. And I thought it looked pretty cool. And he said, "Hey, let's see what you guys can come up with." And this is what I could come up with. And this is what I could come up with. I think it turned out pretty good. I have the tower in the back, which really could probably use some more detail, but that's okay. The extensions around the sides. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. But anyways, guys, But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode of Creative Building with theTurt. I worked for a couple hours on this, as you can probably see by the little day counter thing that I have on my world right now. I think that the house turned out pretty good, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And Shrami, if you're there, if you're out there and you're watching, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Alright, thank you all for watching, and have an amazing day. Peace out, and God bless.